morning, everyone. My name is Carla, and you have reached my FlossTube channel, Carla being Crafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I may be involved in and a little bit of life thrown in. Today is FlossTube number 117. It's Sunday, November 14th. So we are well stuck into the month of November, which means there's only a month and a half left in this year, which is, that's crazy. You know, it's just time, the way time moves is so odd, you know. I'm not like the first person to say that, but yeah, it just it seems like the days and, you know, time goes slowly during the week and while you're at work and stuff, and then you look back on the year, the months, and they just seem to fly by. So Thursday was Veterans Day here in the US. I want to say thank you to all the veterans out there. I know there's a bunch of you guys. My dad was a veteran. My ex-husband was a veteran. So yeah, my dad served in the Korean War. And he actually was a technical sergeant stationed in Japan during the Korean War because he was he had polio when he was a child, so he actually had one leg that was a tiny bit shorter and one leg that was a little bit less developed. So he hold on, somebody is asking for attention here. So anyway, so he had like modified basic training, and because he was college educated, he spent the war in Japan feeding cards into a big computer, like, you know, the room size computers that they had back then. So he was in Japan during the Korean War, and that's where he learned to enjoy sushi. He taught my mom taught me and my brother, and now we're total sushi aficionados. And whenever we go out for a truly special meal, we have a favorite sushi restaurant here in Huntington Beach, and that's where we go. Ooh, cat fuzz. This is Big Year for those of you who are new to my channel. If you are new, then I just want to say welcome and thank you for coming by. I hope you like what you see. Want to hit like and subscribe. He is making an appearance on my channel more and more. I don't know what it is. When I come sit over here and I'm facing the camera, he seems to know, and he usually wants some kind of attention, whether it's just a quick hello or actual cuddle time. He's a very good cat. As far as cross stitch goes, he tends to not ever bug any of my projects or flosses or needles. I don't worry so much about him getting into things and getting hurt. He has very occasionally, because he tends to like to lick pillows. So I have a big kind of like fuzzy pillow that I have across the back of my day bed, and when I stitch, I usually stitch either sitting up or kind of reclining on my day bed, and I tend to use that pillow just kind of as a place to put things, and it also is his bed at nighttime. But he likes to lick the fuzzy pillow, and occasionally when I've had like floss lying there, he'll lick, and all of a sudden he's like, blah, 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 and I see he's got the floss in his mouth. So he's not trying to chew on it, it just kind of gets caught, and then I have to rescue the floss out of his mouth. But that's only happened like twice, and it wasn't like he swallowed a piece of floss, he just had it like stuck on his tongue, I guess. But yeah, he's a pretty good cat when it comes to cross stitch. He doesn't bug it at all. He's never clawed it, he's never kneaded it, he's never yacked on it or done anything gross like that. So I have to say I'm pretty lucky in that sense. Yeah. Okay, so the big news in our family is that Friday night, the two younger kids, Hudson and Reagan, got their first vaccine, coronavirus vaccine. So that was pretty exciting for everybody. They of course were scared, but they handled it like troopers. And then they sent me pictures. They went out afterwards, I think to get hamburgers or something and this huge dessert. So they handled it pretty well. I guess Reagan was feeling some pain yesterday, and Hudson was pretty stoic about it, and every so often was like, oh yeah, my arm hurts. But you know, Reagan is a teenage girl, so she tends to be maybe a little bit more dramatic about stuff like that. But they handled it very, very well, and we're glad that everybody's on their way to being fully vaccinated. My brother said he also got a shingles vaccine, which I've never had. My doctor's never mentioned it to me. I don't know if that's because of I'm with Kaiser, and I don't know if that's something that they don't promote. I know different medical groups are, you know, different, have a different take on certain things like that. And so yeah, maybe I should talk to my doctor about that if I need to get a shingles vaccine, because you have the virus in you if you've had chickenpox, right? And I actually had chickenpox twice, which you're not supposed to get it twice, but I had a mild case twice. So when I was a baby and I don't remember it, and then when I was a little bit older and gave it to my brother, and he had a horrible case of chickenpox. But then he turned around and gave me the mumps. So yeah, so I mean, nothing too exciting is happening other than that. I haven't been able to go over and see them in a couple weeks. Actually, I think this was my on week, but I didn't go because since cheer competition season started, Reagan's focus just needs to be a little bit more on getting extra schoolwork done on the weekends and stuff like that. So we decided that I wouldn't go over there until actual Thanksgiving weekend. So that's the next time I'm going to be going there. Actually, on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving is when I'm going to be going, and I'll stay for my regular 2 nights and then come home Friday, and then I'll have the weekend again. But that leads me into the reminder of that weekend, which on Saturday the 27th is going to be our next Carly Crafty Stitchy Zoom meetup at 4 o'clock Pacific time. So please, if you can join me, I would love to have you guys, and I just need you to private message me on Instagram, and I will send you the passcode and the meeting ID numbers, and then I look forward to stitching with you guys. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I hope some of you can join me. I've only had 1 or 2 people ask for the codes so far, but I know it kind of like comes in a wave and everybody remembers to do it at the end. But don't forget to message me, because I don't want you to be sitting there on Saturday going, oh shoot, I forgot, and then I don't happen to notice that you're asking for it and you miss out that way. So please do message me, and so I can send you those codes. And I really look forward to doing a stitching meetup again with you guys, and stitching this time, which I haven't done the last 2 times, but this time I'm going to actually stitch. So if I can't see the screen as well, you'll have to bear with me on that. Okay, so I don't really have a lot to like chit chat about today. I don't know. I basically have had a relaxing weekend so far, and plan on doing more of the same today. A few chores I need to get done, and then I didn't sleep very well last night, or long enough, so I'm probably gonna have to take a little bit of a rest this afternoon. But other than that, stitching and watching some fun TV, etc. I did do a video on Wednesday. As I said last week, I'm gonna try, well, my real goal is starting in the new year, but you know, why not start here in November? I'm gonna try and start doing 2 videos a week, my regular one on Sunday, this one, and then some kind of an extra something on Wednesdays, whether it's stitchy related or not. I do have 2 not stitchy related unboxings that I've been doing. One is a tasting video of the Universal Yums box, which I do with my niece and nephew, and brother and sister-in-law are actually there tasting too. They're not on camera, but and it's really fun. I started getting that box for myself because I wanted it, because I thought it would be cool and it would be fun to do tastings videos. And I started it for myself, and I did like months, just me. And what happened was that Hudson actually saw one of those videos, and got really excited because they used to get the Universal Yums box, and he asked if I could bring any leftovers so that he could taste them. And I happened to have a box that had just arrived, and I was like, well, do you want me to bring the whole box and you can do the video with me? And it kind of turned into a thing. So now I do them with them. And I have a lot of fun doing it. It's interesting to see how kids react to different things. He is not typically a very adventuresome eater, but he tries pretty much everything from those boxes, so I think that that's really cool. And then the second box I started doing, I've only done it once so far, but it's the Cat Lady box. Again, got that just for my own enjoyment, and but I did really enjoy sharing it with you guys, so those will be 2 of my extra Wednesday videos every month, but then I need to come up with something else. So last Wednesday I did sort of just I called it a craft with me. I was organizing some floss that had to be put away, and so I did that on camera, so you guys could see kind of how I was organizing it, and then I did a tag also. So that was fun just to talk to you guys. And actually this, I don't know if you can see it, I have an arm set up here that I'm just gonna leave because it's kind of hard to fiddle it into place properly so that you can see good. You know, if I work on my desk right here, you can see it with my camera on this arm. But it's hard to finagle that into place. So once I got it and it's kind of in the right place, I'm just gonna leave it and let it just hang out there. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to doing some more maybe stitch with me's, bead with me's, maybe even diamond paint with me. I don't do diamond painting a lot anymore, and I do enjoy it, so maybe I'll do a little bit of diamond painting on camera. And so those of you who already diamond paint can join along, and those of you who have never done it before can maybe see if it's something that you might be interested in doing. My best friend Tracy actually got some of the little diamond painted ornaments that I've shown on this channel. That I got a bunch of them, and I've done a few. I haven't done a bunch, but I do have a bunch to do. But she got some because she thought it would be a good idea for her little Christmas tree that they don't decorate highly at her house, but she does like to have a little bit of sparkle, and she thought it would be a fun thing to try. And so she's kind of probably join on the 27th. So I'm excited to have sort of my FlossTube world and my real life world kind of colliding. And so I'm looking forward to having her on the Zoom meeting as well. So she specifically got a craft so that she can craft with that group. Okay, so I think that that's it, all of the chit chat. I hope I did say welcome at the beginning of this video. I don't know, maybe I'm a little scattered today. Okay, so let's get into the stitching. I actually did a new start this week. I don't have any finishes yet. My theme this week is push to a finish, and I got a couple finishes done last week. So it doesn't totally make logical sense that I started something, but you know, you get those feelings, and you know, and I decided I would go ahead and start something, but I was going to start something that I could finish. And I almost got it finished this week actually, so it was almost a start and finish in the week, but I think I will get it finished this coming week. So it will be a start and finish in November. And since I finished my Fireburn Cauldron Bubble, I was kind of missing my ink circles. So I pulled out this chart that I got, Valentina. So it's just a little small ink circles that I decided to do. Excuse me, I have a hair in my mouth. I pulled out kind of like my scrap fabric bag, and pulled out this piece that I had dyed, and I just had a little scrap, so I needed to make sure it was something that would fit in here. And then I got a silk, which is really pretty. It's a water lilies, crone water lilies, and it's called Petal. It is kind of like this really pretty cream with just a touch of pink. So the pink is very subtle when you're down to just 2 strands, but you can see it. And I got this far. Pull the threads out of the way. and I'm enjoying stitching on this. Now I started it and I'm doing it differently than I did, because Froth and Bubble I just kind of like organically did the motifs or whatever, and just kind of moved across it. However, this one I actually decided to kind of do it, to start at the very center and just do row by row in a spiral. And what I found is that's actually kind of a relaxing way to do it, because I only need to look at the pattern for, you know, one little quadrant, or half of a side. So that one isn't even a quadrant, that's an eighth. So I need to look at the pattern that way, and then it's just following the pattern all the way around, so I can stitch around the whole thing. And the only time I need to look at the pattern is just for that one little bit, or actually it's this little bit. So you can see, well, I don't know if you can see, but where am I? I'm down here. So I stitched this eighth, then I did this whole side, and I'm like right about there. But I am enjoying stitching on it, and it's just kind of fun to do it that way. I have another little scrap of, this is an 18 count, I think, and I have another 18 count scrap that I dyed that's really pretty as well. And I have another one of these little ink circles patterns. Or I can even do this one again, and I think I'll pull out another silk and maybe start another one. When this is done, if I get that feeling like I need to start something this month, then I might do that. But I just really liked this piece of fabric. I think that this fabric actually was what I was stitching the Alessandra Adelaide Trio Butterflies on, that I wasn't liking how it was coming out, and I abandoned the project and cut it up, and this scrap was left. I don't know if I've used this fabric for something else, or this just was all that was left. But it fits perfectly, and I really liked the dye on this one, so I'm glad that I was able to use it. And I ordered a little tiny frame, because I have my, I don't know if you can see it right there. No, there. I have my little hexagonal, is it hexagon? Yes, hexagonal shelf, and it doesn't have very much on it, so I need some more little stitches to put on there. So this will get framed and go on there. So that was my new start, but it will be a finish by next week. Valentina. Okay, whips. I worked on Lavender Roses a couple times this week and Valentina a couple times, so I don't have a ton of whips to show you, partly because I am on this push to a finish that, you know, I'm working on the same projects, trying to get them done. So Moon Fairy 1, got that little section down here filled in, so just got to fill in that moon. Maybe I'll do this as some kind of like, you know, 1 strand a day or 2 strands a day or half an hour a day kind of thing, at the beginning of my stitch time, just to try and get it done. It is obviously, it's easy stitching, but it is tiny. This is a hardanger, so the stitches are pretty tiny, and I'm doing 1 strand of black silk on the hardanger. This I did dye myself, and I have it rolled up. It's like double the length, so I have enough fabric for the second one that I'm gonna do. But I don't think I'm gonna start that until probably next year. I don't know, maybe I'll start it right away after I finish this one, just so I have it started, but I don't know. But I think she's really cute. That was one of those projects too that I just got some kind of bug in my ear on a Friday and bought a pattern and started it, you know? Okay, I worked on Night Creatures by The Gathering Place. Changed the colors quite a bit. Oh, shoot. Those are all my cards. My organizational, excuse me. I'll make these up before they get all smushed. These are my colored cards that I use for organizing my floss, which I showed you guys in the Wednesday video. Okay, so Gathering Place. This chart was actually gifted to me by Michelle Garrett, Michelle Bundy Stitchy. And I changed the colors from sort of like these orange, gold, mustardy colors in the pods to pinky, reddy, corally colors. Just because that's more my speed. Excuse me. So I wanted to see kind of like how big actually is this project going to be. So I pulled all the stitches over all the way, and that is the end. So that gives you an idea of the size when it's done. So I'm pushing to get this finished. I don't know. The moon still needs to be filled in. This whole part down here is all solid stitching. There's a pod here. This pod is not done. And then there's, let's see, these right here. So there's quite a bit. I don't know. Do you guys think I can get it done in 2 weeks? If not, I'll carry it into December, because I really would like to get this done before the end of the year. It's pretty though, huh? I like it. Okay, and then the last whip that I worked on is everybody's favorite, Lavender Roses. I really wanted to get another diagonal completed to show you guys, and I got close. I got to here. So I still have that much left to do, which I can probably get done today. And then we're on to the next diagonal. And actually I finished, all the green stitches are finished there, so no more green. And yeah, so I still don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this done by the end of the year, but I have been working on it at a good clip, you know. I mean, that's a lot of stitching to do in 1 week. I think I stitched on this like 3 days or three evenings, or maybe I stitched on it Sunday and then maybe 1 or 2 other evenings. I don't know, but anyway. I was gonna work on it yesterday and ended up working on Valentina all day. Well, not solidly. I was up and down and doing stuff and watching a movie and that kind of thing, but yeah, I am anxious to get this done. And part of it, I think the anxiousness to get it done is then I want to start a bunch of new ones. So I don't know, this idea of trying to get the whips down, I don't know how well it's gonna work, but we're trying. And it's okay. I don't mind doing stuff or having whips as long as it's not causing me anxiety. If it starts causing me some anxiety, then it's time to reevaluate, to not start new things, to make decisions about projects that I'm not enjoying, that kind of thing. I do have a couple of projects that I have not really worked on at all this year, that I feel bad, but it's not because I don't like them. They haven't fit into whatever pattern. So I am for sure going to do a whip parade in December, so you'll get to see all those projects at that time. We can maybe, you know, you can give me your opinions on priorities that I should use for next year. And I'm also thinking that I might try and do a finish parade of the finishes that I have for this year that I haven't given away, and maybe do that. So that might be fun. I might even pull in some finishes, some previous finishes. I don't know. The only problem with like a finish parade is like gathering stuff from all over my apartment and then I have to put it back. So we'll see. I don't know. I have less things that are fully finished than I did like last year at this time or the year before. So I do have more kind of like in a bag. So yeah, so there's that, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. For sure whip parade, because I really like doing a whip parade at the end of the year. I like it for myself, and of course everybody likes watching whip parades. Okay, I don't have any haul this week. Nothing has arrived. However, I did put in an order yesterday. Why did I do that? Because I got, you know, oh, I'll just look on 123 Stitch. I'll just look around for, yeah, right. You know, that's like so dangerous, because then you go on and you see something and you gotta have it. So what did I see? I saw a Bella Filipina pattern that I was trying to look for like the newer ones just to see which I like, and I saw one that I don't think is really new, but maybe it is. And it's just a tiny bit smaller than most of the other Bella Filipina patterns. Usually the Bella Filipina patterns are like somewhere like 150, 170 stitches to like 2 something, whatever. This one was like under 100. And just adorable. It's like a little pixie fairy. And so I had to have her. And at first I thought, well, let me just, you know how on 123 Stitch you can just click on the project and you could click, like it'll come up with the entire list of all the flosses and all of the beads and everything like that. You can just put them all in your cart at one time. So I did that just to see, and then it was like so ridiculously expensive. I was like, nope. So I took out all of the DMC because I figured that's, you know, that's wasteful. I can go through my DMC when I get the chart and get the list and see what I already have. And then I only need to order the stuff I don't have yet. And I mean, I have a pretty healthy stash of DMC, so I should be able to have a good portion of those. Then what was left was just the beads and the fancy floss, which I think there's only one. There's like 1 water lilies in it, which seems typical of the Bella Filipinas. He typically has like one like water lily silk that he'll use as flowers or something, and a couple Krynics. So I left in the water lilies. The Krynics, there were 2 that were not available, so I went in and I switched them out for Rainbow Gallery, something that looks similar, because I'm noticing when the Krynics are saying that they're not available, they may not be available for a long time. So I figure I can switch out Rainbow Gallery. It doesn't matter if it's not exactly the same color. They work fine. But then with the beads and stuff, it was still fairly expensive. So I went ahead and I took out all the beads, because realistically, the beads are the last thing you do. And I'm not going to be starting this project. Well, I might start it in the new year, because I really like it. But I mean, it's not going to get done that quick. It's going to take me a year to do it at least. I don't need the beads right away. And the beads are fairly expensive, and especially like the treasures, because there's a bunch of little leaves because it's an autumn fairy. Those things are like $5 for 2 little thingies. So that adds up really quickly when you need like 10. So anyway, so I took all the beads and the treasures off, and then I just ordered the chart and the fancy flosses. Then when I get the chart, I'll go through my DMC, see if there's anything that I need, and I'll put in a small order for any extra DMC that I need. And then, because of course, you know, it's a fairy, it needs beautiful fabric. So I went and ordered a piece of fabric from my favorite hand dyed by Rolanda on Etsy. So I did put in an order. Shame on me, I know. So that will be coming in the next couple weeks to show you. And then who knows, maybe I'll use that as like my new year, new start. I don't know. I don't know what focus I want to have. I mean, my new year, new start last year was my cat collage, which I haven't worked on in a while, and actually I love it. And haven't worked on it in several months. So this one, this Laurel Birch Design Works. So yeah, I haven't worked on this one in quite a while, and it's calling me too. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm kind of excited for that to come. I have found that I really enjoy the Bella Filipinas, and dare I say, I think chart for chart that I like the Bella Filipinas better than Mirabilia's. I feel like that seems wrong to say, but there's more Bella Filipinas that kind of go, oh, I want to stitch that, than Mirabilia's. I love them both. I have a Mirabilia that is sitting there unstarted, that I want to start. Florentina, I think, is the one that I think that's her name. She's the one she's sitting. She's got a white cat sitting next to her. And I have the Frog Princess started. So I need to get back to her when I get into a Fancy Ladies themed month. But I mean, when Bellatrix is just, I love her to the moon. The mermaid, the Bella Filipina mermaid that I started, love her. And then there's a couple more actual Bella Filipinas that I really like. I like the Butterfly Queen. She's gorgeous. And so yeah, I mean, I hate to say that almost, because I feel like it's almost sacrilegious or something, because there's so many people in the community who just adore Mirabilias. And I like them too, but you know, there's liking the charts to see, and there's like that desire to stitch. And I have to say, I think Bella Filipinas hit me more in the want to stitch portion of my heart and brain. I don't know. I may eat my words, because then the very next Mirabilia that comes out is something that I've got to have or something. But anyway. So I did put in that little bit of an order, and it will be coming soon. That was a big, long way to tell you that. Let's see. Plans for the rest of the month. Obviously, it's just continuing on these charts that I really want to get finished before the end of the year, or before the end of the month if possible. And then I guess if I get like too sick of them, you know, I'll pull something else out. But for the most part, actually, why would I get sick of stitching on, you know, these five or six charts that I have a push for? Because I love them all. And the way I've been doing these themes has worked well for me. I'm really not good with like challenge type, I want to say challenge groups. I mean, I am not in any challenge groups. I've talked about this before. The minute that I am in a challenge, I stop working on the thing that you're supposed to be working on, because I don't know, that's how it works. As soon as it's required, then it's no fun and I don't want to do it anymore. So yeah, so that doesn't work for me. But the themes that I've been setting have been working really well for me this whole year. So I'm going to definitely continue to do that. It's fun to kind of think of a theme and then think of, you know, 5 to 10 projects that fit that theme, and then I do put them on a wheel. So if I can't pick something, then I spin the wheel. And I'll be honest, sometimes I spin the wheel and the first two choices I'm like, nope, I don't want to work on that tonight. But yeah, it's been a way for me to be to make progress on my charts, and it's a method that's working for me really well. So I lost my thought. Oh, I was talking about plans. So yeah, so I'm going to continue to work on definitely lavender roses and night creatures. I'm going to try and get coal finished this month, although I'm less concerned about finishing coal. Valentina will be done this week just because it was such a small, start with the intention to finish it. I have another little Mill Hill ornament that I would like to get finished, just so it's done. It's off my whip list. It's this love ornament, which I've got the stitching on it. Half done, maybe. It's mostly beading, but yeah, I do want to get that done because I want to take it off my whip list. And then I am going to start Peace and Light for Hanukkah. So Suma Street, Peace and Light. And overwhelmingly, like pretty much everybody who commented said the sparkly fabric that I dyed myself. So I'm happy that you guys think that this is pretty because I dyed it. So I think it's going to be pretty on that. And it does have, it has the right tone, I think. Yeah, so anyway, so this is definitely what I'm using because I was leaning towards this anyway, and then you guys just confirmed it because something like 10 or 12 people said, sparkly fabric, go for the sparkly. So yeah, so that is what I'm going to be starting on the 27th, actually. I'm going to start this at our Zoom stitching meetup. So I have to decide like where I'm going to start it. Like I'm going to start it in the middle, probably with this one. I will start it in the middle because there isn't a, a good like corner to start. I typically like to start in the top left corner, but not when it's like a chart like this where there's just so much empty space, because then it's just too much like counting over. So it's easier for me to just fold the fabric kind of, in half, get that kind of center point. And if it's a big enough piece like this, I don't have to worry about being super exact, but so I'll probably start it somewhere in the middle. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I like Satsuma Street patterns. They're fun to stitch on. Okay, so I think that that's pretty much it, you guys. I don't have anything like special planned for next week or anything like that during the week, just working. Work this week was really busy, in a good way, actually. It's good when it's busy. When I have stuff to do, it's occupies my mind. Unfortunately, we are in an industry where we have clients that pass away, and when that happens, partly it's our job to help the surviving spouse, in most cases, or the children, with processing all of the paperwork for transfer of the accounts. So we had a longtime client pass away. I'm gonna miss him. But anyway, his wife, we need to help her with all of the paperwork, and they're coming in on Monday. So I was getting everything ready, big, huge stack of paperwork and everything. And then she's coming in. I'll help with that signing. I mean, she's going to be meeting with my boss, obviously, for the planning part, but I'll help with the paperwork signing. And then I have to process all that next week. So yeah, so that will be busy. And then I'm also having to do a mailing to get out of our Thanksgiving cards next week. So it should be pretty busy at work next week. And so I will enjoy coming home in the evening and not having to do anything but stitch and pet my kitty cat. Okay, so I have gotten into the rambling mode where I don't have a lot to tell you. So it is time, I think, to say goodbye. Until I see you again next week, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Carla. I'll see you next week. Bye.